the best and brightest in the TV world come together for one night to celebrate those who they have deemed the kings and queens of the industry for 1 year. So it's time to give out trophies and throw some shade. It's time to talk Emmys. Let's get to it.
Grab your popcorn, dim the lights. It's movie time, we're taking flight. From the silver screen to your earbuds here, we're diving deep, so lend your ear. Action, drama, comedy, gold. Stories fresh and classics old. We'll break it down, scene by scene. From indie gems to Hollywood dreams. Roll the credits, let's begin. Talking movies, where do we fit in? Heroes, villains, twists and turns. The love for cinema always burns. Roll the credits, it's time to see what makes the movies magic for you and me.
Welcome, one and all, to another episode of what I would call the single greatest podcast to ever exist. Now, other people may have something to say about that, but I don't care about their opinions. The opinions I do care about are the people that are sitting on either side of me here, and make me look good on a weekly basis on this show and make it seem like I know what I'm talking about. Let's start with someone who needs no introduction. She is currently trying to defend her crown in Rainbow Bowl and is currently sitting, as I ran the numbers today, in 12th place. Crash Sandwiches.
That's very exciting. I am going to defend my title for the record. Don't put that on the record, actually. But I am very happy to be here and happy to be talking with y'all, talking Emmys. Did I just spoil it? I think I just spoiled it.
I said it the whole intro.
Yeah,
it shows how close of attention you and Jake pay to the carefully crafted intro that I give.
I heard you alluding to awards. Maybe I just blanked when you said sorry. I'm a hot mess today.
It's okay. It's okay. I guess what I say isn't that important. Someone who does care maybe slightly more about what I have to say, and he's also one of the few people I think in my life that I've seen that can truly pull off both a mustache and a man bun. Jake Parry, what's going on?
It truly takes a lot of work, but every time I start thinking like maybe it's time, maybe it's got to go away, I get like the thought enters my mind and I get 10 compliments on the combo that day, and I'm like, all right, that's 10 more months. I'm not going to think about getting rid of it.
How many people compliment you are wearing sleeves at the time?
A shockingly small amount, but it's summer. To be fair, it's summertime. It's actually starting to cool off here in Illinois, so
yeah, it is starting. I'm actually out in your neck of the woods. As you can tell, this is not my normal setup for people who watch the show regularly. Hi, I'm actually coming to you from Ohio. I took time out of my night to make sure I came and chopped it up with y'all. I have to tell you, so before we get into what we've been watching lately, I've been out here for a bit. And the other night, so my boyfriend and I, his parents are very religious people. They're godly people, as you know. That's whatever. The other night, we get a text, and my boyfriend looks at me and goes, "Hey, my mom wants to know if you want to go see Weapons." And I paused, and I went, "Your mom wants to go see Weapons?" Like
you're like, really?
Does she know what Weapons is about? Like, so, needless to say, she was not a fan. So that's kind of what went down in the hood here.
She followed through.
She did, like, so she sat through the movie and was not a fan. I knew we were in trouble. I thought it was like a bonding opportunity. I knew we were getting into trouble when we were approaching the theater, and she started talking about Friday the 13th a lot. Because her and her sister had watched it like so long ago, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be bad. This is not gonna be good. Like, because this is nothing like.
So she went in blind, like no trailer watch.
Oh,
nothing.
No trailer, nothing.
Yeah,
she knew the concept of children going missing, and so like it was not the movie for her. It was very funny, but she is a trooper. She sat through it. She made it through. I hope she had some fun. I don't know if she had a ton of fun, but I'm glad she tried it. That is not what we've been watching lately, though. All three of us, we are talking TV today, so we want to talk more TV, and that is what we're going to do, what we've been watching. And since it is the picture that is so carefully cultivated and put down there. Let's talk The Summer I Turned Pretty. Trash, this is what you've been watching lately, and this is a show that I, on TikTok, recently dubbed a show about the 3 worst people you knew in high school.
Oh, it is. It absolutely is. They're all awful people. It's an awful show. I hate watching it. I complain to every single person about it. Like my boyfriend, my sister, they all are like, why do you watch? I'm like, I need to know. I need to know who she ends up with. She shouldn't end up with either. None of them.
Yeah.
None of them deserve to be happy at this point. And
They don't. They don't. None of them deserve to be. It's. I would describe it like a car accident, right? But it's not that. It's not like watching a car accident. It's so much worse. It's like, you ever watch someone try to do something that like is a real basic human trait and they are just fucking it up at every turn?
Yes.
That's what this is. It's like you watch someone try to have a conversation with another human being and you're like, oh, like going to the airport, right? So there's this lovely thing. Like, I am so honored sometimes when I go to the airport and it's everybody's first day on earth. Like, that's what is happening in the
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's trash. I have to ask though.
Where the people are fighting and there's just the guy in the back hitting the bong. He's just like,
yeah, like you never know.
Yeah, but that's me. That's me. So like, I'm happy.
No, I will say, I think the only person who's benefiting in this entire show is Susanna, who's dead. Like I think she
doesn't have to deal with this shit for sure.
If you had to pick, I'm putting you on the spot. Are you team Conrad? Or are you team Jeremiah?
Ugh, like probably team Conrad only because I hate Jeremiah so much. But it's not a pro Conrad take. Don't think it is because it's not.
Can we talk? We're gonna spend. We never do this, but we're gonna spend some time on the "What Are You Watching" segment here because
please.
I'm gonna step out and defend Jeremiah for a second here.
You can try.
I'm one of the few. I'm gonna try. I don't think he cheated.
It is the like friends we were on a break, you know.
We were on a break.
And you know what? And I think as much as I hate Ross, I would have to defend Ross in that situation as well.
Well,
you can't break up with someone and then determine what they do with their genitals.
Oh, I think you're absolutely right about that. Like they were on a break, etc. It's fine. But that does not change that he is just awful to her consistently through 3 seasons and manipulative. And like, yes, Conrad is, but you know that Conrad is. You see the Conrad manipulation and like,
but at the end of the day,
knows.
It's way less exciting Vampire Diaries where it's like Team Stefan or Team Damon. They both suck, but like we picked Damon because we knew he sucked and he just continues to suck. Whereas the other one, it's like, no, he's the good guy. No, he does suck, but he's got some redeeming. No, he still sucks. He tried to redeem himself, still sucks.
The issue is there's no redeeming qualities. So
I know,
if you're gonna be miserable, Belly is also bad. Like that's the other problem. Is Belly is also a bad person.
I watch for Steven and Taylor.
Oh yeah, I hope they end up together.
Yeah,
I am gonna say this. I am team Jeremiah because I think Conrad sucks. And if you're both going to suck, and I'm taking the personal like actor out of this entirely. If you're going to suck, I'll take the hotter, shitty person.
You think Jeremiah is hotter? Interesting.
I think most people do. I think most people with functioning eyeballs think Jeremiah is hotter than Conrad.
I don't know about that.
Trash. You could throw a rock in a shopping mall and hit 6 Conrads.
I mean,
I'm on your side here, Trash. Conrad is definitely more attractive to me.
I don't mean this in a bad way because Jake, you have blue eyes. My boyfriend has blue eyes. Something about Jeremiah's eyes freak me the fuck out. I don't like them.
Dead. And they're dead. But like the rest of him is very pretty. I think he's very pretty. I think Conrad's fine looking. I'm not saying he's ugly. I think the guy's good looking enough. He kind of just always looks like he hasn't showered in a few days.
Sure. At times.
And that's just not
Jeremiah
it, you know
looks like a douchebag. Like I look at him and I'm like,
he looks like a TikTok boy. Like he's stereotypical TikTok boy.
I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to associate with him.
I think it's just more conventionally attractive. And I think if I was with Jeremiah, we could get into more places or get more things because he's pretty.
Okay, you might have a valid point.
You know what I mean? Like, I think there's just more
the best argument I've heard for Jeremiah, period.
Like, I just think we'd just get more stuff. And like, I don't know. I don't think Conrad's going to age as well. Jeremiah feels like he'd get plastic surgery, and Conrad feels like he'd be like, I just don't
but
want to have to hear about it.
Jeremiah is going to get plastic surgery to try and extend his boyish charm, and it's never going to work. And Conrad will just like look like an old man, and that's fine.
But
Eventually.
Conrad, I don't know. I
don't know. Put
I
it to
am
the
team-
people. Weigh in
Put
the
it-
comments.
yeah,
Are you
please
Team
do.
Conrad or Team Jeremiah? Partially
you're
as
there,
personality, partially as
or-
looks.
Are you team zombie apocalypse the whole show?
Yes.
Because that'd
I
be
would
way
love
more
that.
entertaining.
Jenny Han did say that the show is going to end different than the book, so that would
Yeah.
be something.
Well, it's already diverged in some
That's
ways.
like
I think,
everything now.
but yeah.
Like the Hunting
Yeah.
Wives, that's a completely different ending than the books. It's just what everything's doing now.
It is kind of what everything's doing now, and I think it's because they don't.
We'll never get the end of the book.
Well, I think because people don't want they don't want you to like be like, I know how it ends. I don't need to watch this, you know. So that's.
But I'll still watch. Do it well, and I'll still watch.
Yeah, I agree. You don't even have to do it that well. I don't think the show's done particularly well, nor the show I'm about to talk about, because I have also been watching a trash love triangle show, and this one is on Netflix, and I don't know what made me watch it, and I hate myself for it. I actually know exactly what made me watch it: Cute Boys, and that'll get me to tune in. My life with the
on it.
My life,
Sorry.
I'm not going to be able to unless this pitch sells you. My Life with the Walter Boys. I will say this. My boyfriend also, and he'll never admit to it, he's enjoying it, but we enjoy it because we trash it together. Like, you know, those shows that you sit with your significant other and you just bash it the entire time? That's a show. Basically, this girl, her parents die in a car accident. So obviously that haunts the entire narrative, and everything she ever does from that point on has some sort of weird sentimental connection to her now dead parents. Moves from New York City, where her mom was a fashion designer and they had a lot of money, to this ranch in Colorado where her mom's best friend from college lives with her husband and her 8 children and her 2 nephews in a house that they are trying to sell me that can house like 13 people at a time. This is a very normal house. And I'm like, everyone has like a bedroom. Some people share, but some don't. And I'm like, and the physics of the house don't work because I keep walking up staircases that I'm like, where is this staircase coming from? This would be like a 6-story house. Someone's always moving up and down a set of stairs. And I'm like, that's a new one, like Harry Potter style. Like they just move.
It's like
around.
Seinfeld, how the hallway can't exist. It physically can't be there.
Yes, it can't physically exist. And this house physically can't exist. So it's on a ranch and there's like, you know, the small town lifestyle, right? But the main crux of the show is this love triangle between the main character, Jackie, the older brother named Cole, which hate that name, knew that guy was a fucker right off the bat. And if my ex Cole is watching this, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
I'll say fuck Cole.
Yeah.
Cole.
And then there's Alex, who's very sweet and he's very cute. And he's played by some actor that I've never heard of before, but he's really cute. He's really he's like one of the few highlights of the show. And like, I don't want to dog it too much because I still want to like bring these people on and like have them be on the show. But at the same time, I feel like I owe it to the audience to like be honest. This show is not good. It's like bad in the best way because this love triangle makes no sense because Cole is a motherfucker and Alex is just sweet and nice. And this girl, like every season 1 and season 2 is the same arc and it ends the exact same way with her basically betraying Alex for Cole and him catching them both times. But the problem is that this is a pattern because Cole did this to Alex with his last girlfriend as well and made out with his last girlfriend. And Cole's entire arc is him being a brooding, miserable son of a bitch because Jake and Trash, you'll love this. And we'll get into this more in Hear Me Out. He was a star high school quarterback in a small town in Colorado, mind you. He was going to go to Alabama and be their quarterback. And he broke his leg and can't play anymore.
Dude, I hate when TV shows give completely off topic rant. When TV shows give athletes the most recoverable injuries and it ends their career.
He
you
had
didn't break
to be
your
sent
leg
off
that
for
bad.
rehab. Like apparently he had to be sent off
you do
for rehab. But this man
you do rehab if I break my finger, I got to go to 3 months of PT.
Right. This dude
if I'm going to Alabama, Alabama's like, yeah, come on, kid, we'll fix you. They don't care.
To put it in perspective, this is a show that for one episode has a character. He develops epilepsy, and it's a storyline for one episode and is never mentioned again.
So like, and I realized the hypocrisy because I like, to an extent, The Summer I Turned Pretty, but like the love triangle with, and it's not necessarily that they're brothers, it's that they're kind of sort of her brothers. Are they not? Did she not get adopted into the family?
Not officially adopted, but she does live there. And so it's like, and you know what? I will give the show credit here. And this is one of the few places I was like, you know what? Someone was thinking in the writer's room, because they have the parents at one point when they find out that she's like dating Alex or into Cole and whatever, look at each other and go, we probably should have seen this coming, bringing a teenage girl into a house with
teenage
boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that happens. And so that's kind of like the gist of the show. It's a lot of like problems that aren't problems that resolve off screen a lot. That's an issue I have with the show. But Jake, what have you been watching? And is it any better than what Trash and I have been watching?
It is. It's The Paper. It's on Peacock. It's basically like a pseudo extension of The Office in a way. And where I'm giving it credit is a lot of shows have done this, have tried to just be The Office. They do a pretty good job of like alluding to the fact that they're basically just remaking The Office without flat out trying to remake The Office. It's actually got funny moments in it. It's not the greatest by any means. I'm not putting it on Office level, but I'd make a decent argument that season 1 of The Paper is better than season 1 of The Office was.
Okay.
I do think it gives it some credence that, if I'm not mistaken, like it's the same network and studio that did The Office. So I feel like that, can give it some legitimacy.
Yeah, it's the same documentary crew supposedly that's doing like that. So that's how it's like the pseudo extension of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's good. It's it's not The Office, but it's a good starting point to finally make something that kind of approaches The Office.
How many seasons do you think it's gonna get?
I could easily see it getting like 4 or 5.
Okay.
Wow.
Solid.
All right. So that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I know that My Life with the Walter Boys got renewed for season 3. They actually renewed it for season 3 before season 2 even came out. So Netflix is clearly banking on this show to do numbers, and it does, which is impressive. But I put in the same categories. I think I talked about Motorheads a while back. It's a show you just throw on. You don't need to think about it. You could just have it on. You kind of have an idea of what's happening. I did binge it. It's a bingeable show. So a little love there to My Life with the Walter Boys, The Summer I Turned Pretty, and The Paper.
The Paper has also it was renewed for a second season before the first season was completed. So
I think that should just be standard at this point. I don't
just give me 2 seasons. I'm tired of the whole pilot.
Yeah. 2 seasons.
Yeah. We gotta that has to stop.
Hear me out.
Yeah, for real. And if you want to show any love to us, like, subscribe, share, comment, tell us how good we are, tell us how bad we are, tell us if you're team Conrad or team Jeremiah, or if you're team Alex or team Cole, or if you don't watch any of that and you just watch The Paper like Jake. Okay, I gotta make the site some money, so I need to do this real quick. Let's talk Wanna Parlay. Wanna Parlay creates a fun and exciting competition that connects people. It embodies the joy of winning, the heartbreak of almost winning, and all other emotions that you will experience during competition, which we all love. Trash, you queen that you are. From the brains of 2 former Kansas State college football players, it's all about stacking legs, competing with real sports lovers like you, like me, like Trash, like Jake, and getting real cash wins every day. You can multiply your money up to 1,000-fold and cash out fast. If you are ready to get in the game and flex those parlay legs, download the app for iOS and Android and get a 100% match when you use the code IBT at signups. That's only 3 letters, IBT, and get a 100% match bonus at Wanna Parlay. The link is in the episode description. And that's our commercial for the day. The rest of the commercials that I will be reading to you will be paying us nothing. But it's hopeful. That being said, I think it's time for us to get into some actual bets. What do you guys say?
Let's do it.
All right, I'm feeling like some country music. Hit it.
Under the neon lights where the shadows dance, we ride the rhythm, take a chance. Blades of sound slicing through the night. Kalshi cuts, bringing fire to the fight. Kalshi cuts, sharp and clean, carving paths in a midnight dream. Feel the beat, let the echoes rise in the heart of the city.
It is time for Kalshi Cuts, and for the first time ever, we are going to own our record right here on screen. Boom. Look at our little popcorn and root beer up there in the top corner. They're adorable. Trash. Look at you at 10 and 2.
What's
What a boss.
very fun is I thought I was at 9 and 2, so that's even better.
Yeah, you hit one. You hit one on your week off. Jake, you sitting at 6-4 and 1.
We're sitting. We're
sitting.
there.
I'm there at 8-4 and 1. Thriving. Living the dream. Letting Trash get a little complacent, feel a little too good about herself, and I'm going to strike like a viper and a thief.
Oh, wait, actually, these are not updated.
Oh.
Well, Jake.
Because you, Seth, and I did our last show on the VMAs, which was last night.
Oh.
I was the only one of the three of us to get a correct pick there.
You're catching up to him.
Okay, so you're 7-4 and 1. I'm 8-5 and 1, and Seth is now 1 and 1, which is embarrassing. The only one below 500 is the boss.
What a loser!
He's at 500.
At 500, might as well be below 500.
Well, you might as well get a participation trophy if we're just going to dish those out like that. I mean,
we're still not you, Trash. We're not 10 and 2. We're not sitting out here on our in our palace, just bathing in wind.
On your
you
golden
all can
toilet.
say you're welcome, or I will say you're welcome for the Taylor Swift album, because
that's true. Yeah. You did lay that one out there. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Let's get to our Kalshi picks, and Trash. Let's start with you. You are the queen right now. You're going for something that I think it's chalky a little bit, right?
It is definitely chalky. But I don't know, some of the markets were just like not super exciting.
They were all kind of chalky at this point.
Yeah, exactly. We're not too far out from the awards show, September 14th. So, I went with for the best variety special, live variety special, that is the SNL 50 anniversary special. To be clear, there are 2 SNL specials in there. There's the SNL anniversary and then like the SNL musical spectacular or something like that. There's some other, I think there was like a drag race in there. There's some other like heavy hitters up there. But I do just think that the SNL 50 is, and this SNL 50 in particular, is the winner. As you can see from the photo, or maybe you can't see because it's real tiny, there's Sabrina Carpenter, there's Pedro Pascal. Like, they got big names for it.
They did get a lot of big names for this.
It's a big milestone. It's also like this passes the mother litmus test, which is to say my mother watched this. Like,
okay,
if your mother cares, if my mother cares about absolutely no pop culture. So, like, if she watches something like this, it says something to me.
I think that's
if mama's in, you kind of got to be in.
Yeah, I agree. Jake, what do you got?
Yeah, I am going with Harrison Ford to win Best Comedic Supporting Actor. So originally, when this opened, the favorite was Ivan Mas Bachrach. I butchered his name. From The Bear. Cousin, if you know, you know. Ike Barinholtz is currently the favorite for his role in the studio. However, in the last couple of days, things have swung very back to it being pretty 50-50 between Harrison Ford and Ike Barinholtz, where Harrison Ford has gained 9%. Ike Barinholtz has actually lost about 10% over the last few days. So the market is getting this to be really close to 50-50. So I took a little bit more of the upside swing there with Ford. Just pays out a little better.
It's also his first Emmy, which would be fun.
It would be fun. Harrison Ford comedy, first Emmy.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of movie stars start doing TV. And
I like it.
I like it. I like the diversity. I'm always for people kind of stretching their legs a bit and like diversifying their talent. My pick, and I think I'm pretty right on this one. We're gonna go with Catherine O'Hara winning Best Comedy Supporting Actress. Who doesn't love Catherine O'Hara? I mean, at this point, if she wins an Emmy for this role, I think all right, here's my question. Would this put her in the upper echelon of TV actresses with like the likes of like Julia Louis-Dreyfus if she
Oh,
pulls
I
out another Emmy.
feel like she's already there. She could slap
Do
me and I
you?
would say thank you. I love
Like, do you
Catherine
think she's
O'Hara.
already like one of the greats? Like, because I don't think you could do like we usually do like a Mount Rushmore, and we should
Yeah.
think of it. I should have.
I think she could. I think she could, like,
Would you put Catherine
yeah.
O'Hara as one of the 4 best TV actresses of the last whatever 50 years? I guess
No.
I can't think of 4 names that are better than her.
I can't either. Now that I'm thinking, I think Julia Louis-Dreyfus is the queen. I think she is the. I think it's her.
As far as TV goes, for sure.
As far as TV goes, maybe like 50 years is hard because you could honestly say all 4 Golden Girls, and I'd be like, yep. But like, there's something to be said. Probably Betty White deserves to be on there. I guess B. Arthur would also have a claim because she did Maude.
But now
and then
you're
the
like
Golden Girls.
going too far back. You're talking like Lucille Ball, you know, like how far back are you going? Yeah,
I all right. How about our lifetime? We're all like 30.
for sure.
I think I'm giving Catherine O'Hara the nod. I'm giving Julia Louis-Dreyfus coming off of Veep, Seinfeld, even like New Tales of Old Christine. Like that won her Emmys. And I would probably put, honestly, you know what? I'll give the nod to what's her? Oh my God, I'm blanking on her name. Plays Claire Pritchard, Claire Dunphy.
Oh,
Julie Bowen.
Yeah,
Julie Bowen. I'll give her the nod as the 4th. This is an impromptu Mount Rushmore.
Who did you say for the second one?
Catherine O'Hara, Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Third one.
Then Julie Bowen, and then you know what? I'm blanking on who my third one was now.
I don't know. Regardless, I am making the case for Kristen Bell. I think Kristen Bell should be up there.
Yep.
And I might even say her over Julie Bowen.
How about Amy Poehler? Should she be in the conversation?
Amy Poehler should be pretty high up. But I don't know, because in some ways I feel like most of these other actresses are pretty much exclusively TV, and she goes back and forth a little too much, you know?
That's true. She does go back and forth.
I think we got to give some credit. Caitlin Olsen.
Caitlin Olsen. Yep. Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one.
Yeah.
I think if she can stick high potential, I think I'll give her the nod. I don't know if I'm going to give it to her just on It's Only Sunny. It's Always Sunny. I love the Mick.
I like
didn't run long enough. I loved it.
Yeah.
It won't get her the flowers quickly.
Who did I say is my second
Mila
one?
Kunis.
Can someone help me?
Oh, okay.
Yes. Nah, she's too much voiceover work for me. I know that 70s show is fine. Who did I say?
I can't remember. That's why I asked.
I can't remember.
Julie Louis-Dreyfus, B. Arthur, I think, was in there.
No, but we said it in the last 30 years, so I had to pull that one out. So it's Julie Louis-Dreyfus, Catherine O'Hara, Julie Bowen. I'm gonna give the nod. I'm gonna give the nod to Amy Poehler. I guess I'd give it that'd be my 4 actresses. It's hard to argue against it.
I'm
think
definitely putting Kristen Bell in there over Julie Bowen, but I can't make a case against Julie Bowen. I think Kristen Bell, like The Good Place, in my mind, like her range in The Good Place demonstrated a little bit more than like Julie Bowen's range as Claire.
Can I throw another name out there? Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah.
Buffy.
Like,
I feel like we have to throw a Gilmore Girl in here. Like that alone.
One of them, God, what is the mother's name? Why can't I think of Lorelai? I know, but like what's the actress? Lauren Graham.
Yes.
Lauren Graham is up there. Oh, she's up there. Because she was also in Weeds. No, that was.
What about Jennifer Morrison from House and Once Upon a Time?
Okay.
2 massive shows.
Oh, the Once Upon a Time, though, if you're getting into that goes too deep. We can't get into it.
But she was the star.
Ooh, if we're counting like limited streaming series stuff too, Christina Applegate.
Love Christina Applegate. Love a good Christina Applegate, but I think she falls outside the 30 years with her role on, was it 8 Simple Rules or something like that? Or like whatever she was on?
Married with Children ended in 1997. That's within 30 years.
Really?
Yeah.
That was in 1997? Yikes. Wow. I don't like that. I didn't like that at all.
I mean, TV-wise, you got her in that. I mean, that obviously was a big part of it. Samantha
I don't know where this came from. This is crazy that we got into like this little discussion. Damn,
Dead to Me is so good.
No, I
haven't seen it yet.
Well, it's over, so you can watch all of it.
Who else? All right, let's throw out some more names. And also comment
I'm
below
tapped out.
and give
I
us
will never
some
know.
of your people. I think Catherine O'Hara has to be on there. I think
Catherine
Julia
Hahn.
Louis-Dreyfus.
Oh, Catherine Hahn.
Love
How
Catherine
did we
Hahn,
miss
but
her?
because she hasn't led anything since except for Agatha. Like she's always there. But
Yeah,
Bill
but I
Simmons
think
does a
that's
podcast.
There's something to that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Bill Simmons does a podcast. It's called The Rewatchables. I'll shamelessly plug that. This segment is brought to you by The Rewatchables. They just don't know it yet. And they give out this award. It's called the Dion Waiters Award. And it's for people who show up on screen for very short amounts of times in movies, and they're just chucking threes, like essentially. Like it's like that guy that comes off the bench. He's like 8th guy off the bench, but he comes in, he's just like an absolute like sharpshooter. That's Catherine Hahn, right? Like she shows up in like 8 episodes of Parks and Rec, but you know her so clearly, like from her Jennifer Barkley role. Like you could look at a lot of people and just go Poncho, and like they understand exactly what you're going for.
So
Did
now
we say
you read
Tina Fey?
Yeah,
Because if we
Tina
didn't,
Fey.
that's disrespectful.
That is disrespectful. That's rough that we didn't.
Tina
That's
Fey
rough.
should be there.
30 Rock.
Also,
I don't love 30 Rock though. Go ahead.
Because you mentioned the actresses who just kind of show up in like kind of more of that always a bridesmaid, never the bride, and specifically in a movie she played. Anyway, Judy Greer. I love Judy Greer, and I feel like she does not get nearly. And like that Kitty from Arrested Development, like she is flawless.
I also love her in Archer. Her work on Archer is oh my god. So that would put what's her name? Help me out here. Mom on Arrested Development played Mallory Archer.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Great Jessica Walter. Recently deceased. Jessica Walter. Yes. Unbelievable. Also should be considered for the Mount Rushmore of TV the last 30 years, TV actresses.
So
Jake,
Deborah Messing.
Deborah Messing had a and Megan Mullally, while we're at it, should also get some love.
For sure.
I'm still Terry Hatcher.
Desperate Housewives, okay.
I never watched Desperate Housewives.
That's a great.
She's a redhead.
I know, but like I know it's a big thing, but it was never.
I'm now looking at other award show winners for Best Actor to make sure we're not missing anybody, you know.
Who do we got?
If we are, we apologize.
Let's see. Jennifer Garner. I think we said her.
Oh, from Alias. I loved Alias.
Yep.
Oh,
I associate her so much more with movies.
Mariska Haggerty, Detective
Olivia
Olivia
my
Benson.
God, yeah, Olivia Benson. That's a hard one.
She's one that almost like falls into the category of like, yeah, she's great as Olivia Benson, but has she done anything else?
No, and I don't know why, but I guess it probably pays the bills, and then she can do whatever she wants for the rest of the year.
Ellen Pompeo.
Yeah, Grey's Anatomy.
Meredith Grey.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
Glenn
I don't know.
Close.
Viola Davis.
Claire Danes.
Viola Davis is good. Was she in TV shows a lot, or is she more of a movie?
How to Get Away with Murder.
Oh, that's right. How to Get Away with Murder she was very good in that. That show lost its way, but she was very good in it.
Yeah, but it started hot.
That first season was amazing. That first season came out and like punched you right in the face. All right, we're gonna keep it moving. If we missed anybody, please let us know down below. We are gonna dive into the box office forecast here, so play that music and we'll see you on the other side of it. We are going to circle back to that conversation someday when we do these live again. And like, we just need to start like I could do an entire show of just Mount Rushmores, right? Of like TV actors, actresses, movie actors the last 30 years and just go absolutely nuts with that. That could be so much fun.
So bad at actors and actresses, but we'll try. We
just rattled off like a gazillion of them off the top of our heads. And there's still so many that we missed. All right. Box office forecast. We got more Emmy talk to go with. We're gonna get the real chalky pick out of the way right off the bat, and that's an outstanding limited or anthology series. Spoiler alert: we all picked Adolescence. That's going up at minus 2,200.
Yeah, it's way too. I'm looking at the 5 shows that we had to choose from: Adolescence, The Penguin, Dying for Sex, Monsters, The Lyle and Eric Menendez Story, and Black Mirror. And like, I personally love Black Mirror. It's one of my favorite pieces of television that has ever come out.
Sure.
When you're looking at plus 2,800 versus minus 2,200, like I can't put my money anywhere else.
There's no reason for them to pick against this show unless they're just trying to be like shocking, because
there's
this
actually
is a cultural phenomenon.
Stats proving that they will, because historically, like in the last 5 years, the show that wins the best casting for a limited or anthology series wins the award itself, and that was Adolescence. So like it is going to win.
Good. It should.
The
It was
talk,
a literal.
but like, yeah.
Was it just me? Like I felt like everyone I knew was talking about this. Like everywhere I looked, this show was being mentioned for like a week. It was crazy. This show was an absolute phenomenon, and like this kid for this to be his first role, like that's insane. That this kid stepped out and did exactly what he did, and I loved this series. It made me so uncomfortable and was so unsettling, and it was terrifying. Just to see like this is what happens, right? And this is the risk that our youth are running up against with this red pill content. This segment of the show is brought to you by fuck you to all the red pill content creators out there that lead our youth down this path. I thought the cast did an amazing job, and I loved that I didn't know a single one of them. I thought that was the best part of the show, is that this really felt like you were watching a typical family absolutely come unraveled. Because this kid, you can't even call it a mistake, right? Like I hate when people like they made a mistake. I'm like, they killed somebody. He's a good kid. No, he's not. He killed somebody.
That's
the problem.
Murder.
Right. So, Trash, were you affected at all by the show? Did you get the heebie-jeebies?
I didn't see it, which is not surprising, I'll say. Sorry.
It's a little dark for what you like to watch. Yeah. Dark.
It's not that. I'll have nightmares. Anyway, but I do always appreciate in a show like this when they do use an unknown cast who can come out and like perform in a way that does just entirely immerse you. And I think a lot of times if you do cast somebody that has like a big name star power, it takes away from it for a show like this. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's like how 28 Days Later was so successful because like the entire cast was unknown at the time,
right?
And like that's what truly set it apart from like other. I'll call this, you know, borderline horror, psychological thriller type vibe. That's what like set 28 Days apart so much. Was it was like I truly believe that, you know, Cillian Murphy playing this. I truly believe this is just a dude who woke up from a coma and has to deal with the rage virus. Like that's. When you can give that level of believability to something like this, it's just so much better than if they tried to like pigeonhorn, I don't know, name famous person into the show.
Yeah, no, I agree. Let's move on to something that's a little less chalky. None of us picked the same show on this one, and that is Outstanding Drama Series. And since it is the picture, that means I will go first. I took the chalk, and I went with Severance. I am a sucker for Adam Scott. I root for him constantly. I do not know Adam Scott. I've never met Adam Scott. I know nothing about Adam Scott other than he's Ben Wyatt and he's the annoying brother in Step Brothers, which is fantastic. And I root for him. I wake up some days and I'm just like, I hope Adam Scott's doing well today. Just root for him in general.
I hope you're watching.
This segment is brought to you by the Adam Scott Fan Club. Adam Scott, we'd love to have you on the show. I'd just like to have you, and I'd like just to like be friends. We'll chat about other things other than shows you've been in, and we'll let you trash talk too, because that's what we also like to do here. That'd be fun. I'd love to get like an actor on here and just be like, what show or movie do you just fucking hate, or what other actor do you just hate? And like
they'll
like,
say nothing because they want to continue to work and don't want to burn bridges.
I'm just gonna be like, dude, 700 people are gonna watch this. Like, you're fine. Like
that episode goes viral. It's our first.
It'll go viral.
Well, yeah, if you're asking an actor.
Honestly, though, like every idea sounds insane until you do it. Like it's like, who would have thought that being like, hey, I'm gonna bring actors on, I'm just gonna torture them with hot wings for an hour while I ask them deeply intimate questions about their personal lives would be like the biggest show in the world. So I'm gonna stand on business and say that, yeah, we're gonna let actors come on here. I would love to I want them to be themselves. I want to know that they're human beings. It is going up at minus 350. Yeah, thank you, Trash. I you always support my dreams. This show is very well done. It's directed by Ben Stiller, another guy who I root for in his everyday life, mainly because I love his dad, the great Jerry Stiller, who sadly is no longer with us, but he played Frank Costanza, the greatest character in the history of TV. He's on my Mount Rushmore. Jake, what'd you go with?
Yeah, I'm going with The Last of Us. Wanted a little more upside with this pick than just going with the chalk. And while I do see the argument for Severance, I like the first season better than the second season, and the first season didn't win anything Emmy wise. So I'm kind of just hesitant to lean that way. The Pit has to be up there. By far the best medical show. I'll go as far as saying ever in terms of actually being a medical show and not like, hey, everybody in the hospital is having sex. You want to go?
Yeah,
who has
I
sex
can
this
verify
week?
that. I actually can verify that. Having worked in the emergency room, like it being an ER nurse, yeah, it is the most accurate.
Yeah. So very, very good show. But I love The Last of Us.
Although I will say, people would be shocked at how much sex coworkers have in hospitals. I believe statistically speaking, nurses do have the most affairs of any profession. It's like nurses, police officers, and firefighters, I think, are like the 3 top.
I'd believe it. But
a lot of banging going on in the hospitals. Grey's Anatomy has
my argument for Last of Us season 2 is it wasn't the most well received by consumers of the media itself, especially people who had played the video games. They didn't really like how the story was told as much. That said, critics absolutely loved season 2, and highly acclaimed critic shows tend to be very successful when it comes to the Emmys. Season 2, it was at 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. Season 1 was also, very highly rated at 96%. It just felt like the best place to actually like throw, a bit of a long shot out there and actually get a bit of return on it.
That's fair. Trash, any thoughts on The Last of Us, and what was your pick? I doubt you watched The Last of Us, right? You could shock me though.
I did start like 1 or 2 episodes, and it's not totally for me, but I know people love it. And I think it's a good pick. I went with White Lotus because I think that that's similarly like with you, Jake, it's a little less chalky, a little longer shot, but I think it had that kind of cultural phenomenon.
Yep.
I do think it was one where like the previous seasons maybe outshone this one. But I think it still kind of has enough buzz that if it's not going to be Severance, I think it's a decent pick. That being said, like Severance is the chalk for a reason. Be smart with your betting, blah, blah, blah. It makes sense. So yeah, just trying to like mix it up there a little bit. But I did really like White Lotus. I've not seen the 3rd season yet because I'm cheap and I don't have HBO Max. If anybody has it, wants to share their password, I happily accept. Anyway.
Have you had it spoiled at all for you yet?
I feel like I've seen some spoilers.
I'm sure you have. If you're on TikTok at all,
Yeah, I kind of at this point, I'm like, I'm just gonna spoil every show before I see it. It's fine. I don't care that much.
All right.
But yeah.
We're on to our last bet, and that is the Outstanding Comedy Series. And I went chalky all 3 picks, which is not like me, but it is what it is. I went with The Studio, going off at -600. I think it's too good to lose. I don't think it should win. There are other comedies that I would pick over this. I don't have a ton to say about The Studio. It's great. Go watch it. I don't know. I don't like when it's classified as a comedy, when it's kind of more of a dramedy, but that's whatever. Trash, I'm with your pick in terms of what my heart says should win.
I was gonna ask what your heart wants. And I will preface mine by saying I'm pretty much fully going with what my heart wants. But if we're all 3 kind of saying that's what the heart wants, then maybe that's what the Emmy voters will agree on, and it will be Abbott Elementary. It's such a cute show. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I would watch like 8,000 seasons of it. I would watch 8,000 episodes of it. You could just put it on endlessly, and I would just feel loved and comforted. I mean, I do too, but like, you have to repeat at this point.
I was just watching it today. And like, I will say this, as far as characters go, Ava Coleman might be the best TV character in the 2020s.
Oh, she's phenomenal.
Period. End of story. Maybe like the 2000s. She's so good.
Like, well, and that's just, how did we miss? God, why am I blanking on her name? Melissa Chimenti.
Oh, I love her too.
Who is also Chessie from The Parent Trap. Anyway, also up there with fantastic actresses from TV shows. But
Hmm.
yeah, I think you're right. Like she's Ava, that actress, like that character. I think it's very much a show of those kinds of characters. Like everybody has those fully fleshed personalities. They get their arcs, they get their storylines, they get those, like they get to be real people and like
Yeah.
yeah, they're real people and I like them. And when they make a mistake, I don't just scream at them like the shitheads on The Summer I Turned Pretty because I'm like, those folks have no
Yeah.
redeeming qualities.
I'm with you. I would say this. I also love What We Do in the Shadows. I just didn't love the last season as much as some of the other seasons. So
Yeah,
that's why like Abbott to me, I as much as I hate to admit it, because I do love What We Do in the Shadows, I think Abbott
great
is a
show.
bit better show overall. It hasn't had a weak season yet. And I think
Yeah.
by season 4 or 5, What We Do in the Shadows had definitely had a couple hiccups where you're like, ugh, still some great episodes, but first off, not banging out 22 of them a season. That's another thing. Abbott is putting out tons of episodes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so.
And you get the weekly release, which I like.
Yeah, it's nice. It is nice. Jake, what'd you go with?
So if there's one thing we know about the outstanding comedy series Emmy, it's that fucking anybody can win. The Bear is winning comedy awards 2 years ago for
That
like,
show has 2 jokes in the entire show.
and it's the same joke. It's a great show. I love The Bear. I'm not trying to shit talk The Bear, but it's proof that anything could win. And kind of what you just alluded to with a show that hasn't had a bad season yet, but has not gotten awarded this prestigious honor yet. I went with Only Murders in the Building at plus 1400. That line had moved. They were originally the first time I looked at odds, they were sitting closer to 2100. So the odds are the market is leaning a little more towards the show. But I think it just goes to like after all the controversy of The Bear, do they give it to the studio knowing that leans more into the dramedy side of things? I know Hacks won last year. That's more like dark comedy too.
I want to watch that. That's something I want to watch.
It's time. Good. It's good. But yeah, Only Murders in the Building. Like when you have a show that's been this good for this long, has been nominated for every season, like it's got to win eventually, right?
It's funny. Like I want to love that show, and I you know what? I don't know if I love Selena Gomez or Martin Short or even Steve Martin that much. I think that's my issue.
I was gonna kind of say the opposite, where I feel like that show is one of the exceptions where you can put like recognizable celebrities into a show, and if you give them the right personality, which I think they all have that personality that just kind of complements their actual.
I just feel like they're all them.
Yeah, exactly. They picked up on it in just the right way, where like, yes, the dynamic of them all 3 living in like the same apartment building and discovering murders is unrealistic, but beyond that, like.
Right.
Their characters seem realistic. It doesn't seem like they're like trying and stretching and acting. I
do love the rotating door,
you know,
like massive celebrities they keep bringing onto the show, like
oh yeah,
just, like die. Yep. I think that's hilarious. I love whenever shows do that. All right, let's get to the main event here because I know we were talking Emmys, but we still got some shit we got to talk to the TV people. We got our shit to talk, and we're gonna do it on the other side of Hear Me Out. Own your take. Make it spicy. Let's get to it.
Maybe nostalgia's got you blind, or maybe I just see it right. I know you wanna shout, but before you shut me down, just hear me out. Hear me out. I'm not afraid to take the heat. Hear me out. I'll die on this hill if I need. You can fight it, you can hate it, but you'll never say I forget. Hear me out. I got hot takes on repeat.
Dare to be bold. It is time to hear me out. And as the rules have dictated since I started doing it this episode and this episode only, the person whose topic is on the picture goes first. And Jake, you are laying down quite the gauntlet for the Friends fandom. You're muted. They will never hear you.
Thank God I was muted because I was already going in. No, Friends is by far one of the worst comedy shows that's ever been created. If it didn't have a laugh track, nobody would know what was supposed to be funny in that show. If they made it a drama, it would have been a better TV experience than it was as a comedy. But not only that, it is fully a litmus test on someone's sense of humor. If you think Friends is legitimately funny, I officially know that I cannot joke around you because you like the most basic, bare bones, fed to you humor that I can't make any actually good jokes around you because you're not going to get it or you're not going to like it. It sucks.
Do you think there's any funny parts of Friends?
Joey, sometimes the faces he makes. That one episode where he kept trying to hit on that girl and just ended up at Ross's apartment every time. That was funny.
That is funny.
That one Thanksgiving episode was cool. We were on a break. Pivot, like it's got like 5 good things about
there are
the show.
moments. I think for the most part, you
Yeah.
wait around for a lot of episodes.
It's like a moment a season, maybe.
I would be a little more generous. I mean, I've watched. I will say this in general, kind of piggybacking off of this. I think most shows that have a laugh track are just wildly unfunny because they are built around laughs. There is an exception to that, and I mentioned it earlier, and it's weird that it came back. The Girls functioned so well, even though it is a laugh track show. They wrote so many jokes, and those women were just so funny. What they were saying was so clever and honestly so shocking for the time that it was like really funny. Friends says nothing shocking, and the problem with Friends is it's aged awfully.
Horribly.
Yeah.
Like almost nothing in Friends has aged well. The only thing I look at and I say, you know what Friends did is I think it introduced one of the better TV couples of all time in Monica and Chandler. I think they get along
They don't
well.
do much for me.
You know what? And I think that's why I like it is because it's not stupid. You know what I mean? They don't like break up over dumb shit. They like go through a real like struggle with like getting pregnant and stuff like that. And I thought that was fine. I think Phoebe has her moments on this show as well.
I like Phoebe.
I like Phoebe, but this show aged really poorly. There was a time where I like watched all the Friends, and I don't know if I found it like super funny or what made me. I'm kind of just a watcher, right? Like,
So
I'll watch
why
it.
you watch Friends? At least the only reason that I ever watched Friends was because it was on Nick at Night, like after an hour when you're watching TV as a kid.
I watched.
You like
it
watched the good
college.
shows. You watched Fresh Prince, and then whatever came on after that. And I was like, oh, I'm still awake. Guess I'm watching Friends now.
You know what?
Then I went to sleep.
I gotta tell you, you know what? Maybe I was a little harsh on the laugh track shows because I'm thinking of a few other. What are some other laugh track shows that we like? I liked Fresh Prince. I liked George Lopez.
What was that laugh track, or was that back when they actually like filmed in front of a studio audience? So it was like actual.
Yeah.
Like the more in like the 80s, early 90s, like that was filmed with people there, so they were just actually laughing at funny stuff as opposed to
because you watch the actors have to like wait. Like when an actor has to wait to deliver the next line because it was so unbelievably funny that they're like, we cannot get this audience to shut up. That's when you know you landed that.
Do that with laugh tracks, and that's the issue. Like I won't notice a laugh track 90% of the time, but then when I can tell that they're pausing for it and that it's not that live studio audience that's just losing it, like takes you out of it.
When it's the same laugh every time because
there's always that one person that has like ha ha annoying laugh in the background there.
I love, and like also there's a few sitcom tropes that I really love. One of them is when they bring a very obviously you'd struggle to call them a celebrity, but they appear on the show and the crowd is obviously told like, hey, when they walk through the door, lose your mind. Like, and they bring this person out and everyone's like, yeah. And I'm like,
oh my God, it's Lou Diamond Phillips.
Not even that. Like Lou Diamond Phillips is too famous for this category. Like, you know, the show that this pops into my head is The Nanny. The Nanny was the king or queen, I guess, of bringing on celebrities. Like sometimes they brought on like Elizabeth Taylor. That's a big name. Sometimes though they brought out the woman who plays Ross's wife on Friends before Friends, and everybody lost their shit. And I'm like, this is not a famous person.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know who that was if I bumped into her.
No,
I don't know.
But we can give the nanny a pass because Fran has a fantastic wardrobe, and that's really all that we
I
care
love
about.
the nanny. I actually
Yeah.
like the nanny. I found it funny. I
It's
like
a good
shows that
show.
push to the envelope in terms of their humor.
Yes.
And I think that was what the nanny did. I think that's what the Golden Girls did. I also will give a love to like George Lopez, Fresh Prince. I like shows like that. I
George
think
Lopez is underrated.
George Lopez was a sneaky,
He's
good show, and he's an
legitimately
underrated actor
when I said Lou Diamond Phillips, it was when he appeared on
as his brother.
George
Yeah,
Lopez that popped in my head.
yeah.
But yeah, dude, just Friends isn't good. And you
No.
can tell everything you need to know by somebody's sense of humor if they say Friends is the funniest thing they've ever seen. I kind of
That's
don't
just not
want to
right.
interact with them anymore.
Yeah.
That's just incorrect. That would just be an incorrect take.
And more proof that it sucks. New Girl is infinitely better and was essentially Friends in the modern era
Yes.
and is way better. Will
I
age
don't-
better, has aged
I
better.
like New Girl. I hate Jess. I think she's one of the worst. I think she's up there with Ross
Sure.
for me for least favorite characters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
but I
not why I
feel
watch
like- Yeah. I feel like Jess still can have her moments, whereas Ross, he never has his moments. The closest you get is a moment where Ross is in it, like Pivot. That's a moment where Ross is in it, but Ross
Ross's
never has a
moment-
moment.
My boyfriend and I quote this to each other all the time. It's Ross and Phoebe when they're dating that couple that's split, and they're sitting on the couch and they're having an argument for the couple. And like Phoebe says something, and Ross is like, "I knew you were gonna throw that in my face." Like it's like this whole thing, and like that's the one moment I think like Pivot never made me laugh. I'm like, this is so stupid. But anyway, Trash, what's your take?
So my take, and this is also kind of one of those, like, it goes a little bit against even what I just picked for my comedy Emmy award. It is Kill the Mockumentary Show. I like Abbott Elementary. The Office was funny and like groundbreaking at its time, and maybe The Paper, because it has that same crew, can have that charm. I think Abbott Elementary finds that charm. I think there are too many shows, and it started with The Office, and I could name like 80 that came out since, where they just leaned on that format, and they didn't need to. They could have just made a good show that wasn't a mockumentary. They could have done something a little bit better to, like, if you're gonna do it, at least make it seem more intentional. Have moments where, like, I don't know, when you break the fourth wall, like, it's very funny that they don't have any footage from Abbott Elementary for a whole period of time because the camera crew got mugged and lost all of their
That was a
equipment.
great one.
Like,
They
that's
are really good about that.
hilarious to explain a time break. And, yeah, it's just things like that. And I think too often it's just you get like
That's such a
characters.
That is a crazy
Yeah.
take though, because you think of some of the greatest shows of the 21st century,
Yeah,
and
but
you
it's
list it.
overdone. Stop doing it now.
It is, but like just think
Yeah.
of like the shows, right? So like what you have done, if someone
know.
had said no to mockumentary, right? We don't get The
Mhm.
Office, we don't get Parks and Rec, we don't get Modern Family, we don't get what we do in the shadows, we don't get Abbott Elementary, like we don't get is that kind of like where I'm at with
No,
that?
you're not wrong. But here's the thing. I feel like it's less of like erase all of those shows from history and more
just stop
stretch
making so
yourself
many of them?
creatively
Yeah,
moving forward. If you're
it's-
gonna do it well, and otherwise stop it.
Yeah, like you look at them and it's like, yes, there's all those ones we just named. Like I think Modern Family is, technically a mockumentary. You get like other
Even though they
you
never
get, like,
address it. That's the
Right.
weird thing about Modern Family.
Right,
They
so
never even
that
address it.
that way that they do that bothers me, because why do they never address it? Why is there this camera in this multi-generational household? And that's such an
Right.
easy thing to be like, oh, we're just like filming the life of and you never address it.
But and you get shows like Trailer Park Boys, I think is technically one too, and Parks. Like you have great examples of it going so well, and then
Mhm.
there's 500 that nobody's ever heard of because they're so bad.
They
it's,
are.
It's the epitome of like people
Yeah.
trying to do it. Who every time it goes wrong, it's people who probably think Friends is the funniest show of all time. They don't actually get how to
Yes.
make good humor.
Yeah.
I think when they make it badly, they think that the glance at the camera is the pinnacle of comedy. That's the
Mhm.
problem. And they're
If
like,
you-
that's
if you
what I
break-
want to be able to do.
If you break
It's
the
like-
fourth wall 15 times in the show, you didn't break the fourth wall at that point. It's just
You
not
just have
there.
no fourth wall.
You're
Yeah.
doing
Right,
a
it's not
stage
there.
show
That-
where it's improv with the audience.
That is used so much better when like I hate when it's the person directly in the scene that like looks at the camera like I can't believe I'm in the scene. I like when it's the people behind them that are like I can't believe this idiocy is going on around me and I have to put up with it. I think that's the best way to do it, like personally. And I'm just gonna round out with my take here because it just popped up because I just watched again My Life with the Walter Boys, and I got to tell you, I will do this for free. I will do this for free. Every studio in the world.
Same.
I will show up to
help.
your studio and explain the rules of football to anyone who wants to listen and how a football game actually works, because I just watched an entire episode of a show where this actor is like, they're like, the secondary for the other team is so good. So they're explaining the secondary and it's a lot of nonsense, right? Like a lot of like vague garbage that people hear on ESPN. And he goes, how do we get them to stop jumping our routes? And he goes, it's simple. No look passes. And so the whole episode is him teaching the quarterback how to throw blind no look passes through a tire. And at the end, they're like down by like 3 with like 8 seconds left on the clock. They're on the 16-yard line and they run a like weird play and there's a go route. And he no look throws it and the wide receiver catches it in the end zone. And I'm like, okay, so what you're telling me is this man just threw a high schooler, by the way, an 84-yard dime, no look. That's what you're selling me on.
Dude, yeah. It's always that too. It's always like anybody who has any modicum of understanding of the game of football realizes how shit it is. Like one example that pops in my head immediately, just because I watched it the other night, the remake of Red Dawn, the remade Red Dawn movie with Josh Peck and Chris Hemsworth. Like,
I love that Josh Peck popped into your head before Chris Hemsworth.
Well, he's like, because Josh Peck is playing like he's the football player, so that's why he popped into my head.
Instantly a problem.
Like he scrambles as a quarterback, and then they rush the kicking unit out there. It was second down. Spike the ball. Stop the clock so you don't have to run your kicker out there and he's got to kick with no set. Like, it's just, this is supposedly like a good football team. They were at state the year before. Like, what?
I have a very simple solution to this that's much more realistic than them hiring me and bringing me on. Go find your local semi-pro men's league and tell them, hey, listen, we'll give you $500. Let us film a game. We got the jerseys for you. Let us film a game so it looks realistic. And then at the very end, go, hey, can we borrow you for one more play so we can run our little cinematic ending?
Mm-hmm.
You'll solve all your problems. Another moment in the My Life with the Walter Boys is they're at a game. The coach had conveniently mentioned, oh, by the way, one of the high school senior is one of the assistant coaches on the team. That also doesn't happen.
Happened at my high school.
Did it really? Like, he was the assistant coach. Like, if the head coach couldn't coach, he was the head coach.
Yeah.
Was he injured? Was there a reason that he couldn't
He's
play?
injured. He couldn't play. He broke his leg.
Okay, so that makes sense then. Yeah.
I didn't know students could do that. So, all right, I'll let him off the hook for that. Whatever. Also, they tried to tell me that Oklahoma State's a top 20 program. No, it's not. All you had to do was Google that. That's a Google search. Like, that's annoying. And also, if you're playing in a tiny little town in Colorado, I don't care how good of a quarterback you are. You're not getting a full ride to Alabama to be there starting quarterback.
You're trying to go to Colorado State. You're hoping University of Boulder looks at you.
Community college down the street looks at you from the town that they're in. There's 6 people in it.
You're hoping you can go across the border to Utah.
Yeah. So the head coach has to leave the game, and there's no other coaches. 0 other coaches. Not one other assistant coach. And I'm like, I went to a tiny high school, right? Like, there were 130 people in my graduating class. Our head coach has like 6 assistants.
Yeah.
Because you have to be able to wrangle the children, right? I'm like, all I'm asking.
Not even that. Even at high school, you have D coordinator, offensive coordinator, offensive line coach, wide receivers coach.
But no, in this show, it was the head coach and then the student, and the head coach had to leave, so the student took over as the head coach.
That feels like a liability.
Yeah.
Who is in charge here?
Wasn't even an adult in charge. So,
yeah.
Please, studios, I beg of you. I ask so little. I'll watch your bad shows. I love them. We'll watch The Summer I Turned Pretty. We'll watch My Life with the Walter Boys. They're not bad per se. They are what they are.
Yeah. I will say though, yeah, the accuracy, it's just as bad in like crafting spheres, because one of my favorite like Instagram TikTok accounts, and I forget what she's called, but it's probably something like Can They Knit? And she just does this series of people in a TV show or a movie or whatever, and like are the motions that they are pretending to do, jabbing little needles and yarn around?
There's a
actually
guy on
knitting?
TikTok who does something
Yeah.
similar, but are they actually are they good drinkers on screen?
Mm.
Like, is there anything in
Okay.
that cup?
Have they
I
had
love that.
alcohol?
Yeah, no, like literally, like, have they ever like, are they drinking something or not? Like, because like
Yeah.
you'll watch someone like take a sip of something and it's like,
Oh, and you're like, that cup is so empty.
and
That
it's
was
just like,
empty when you picked it up, and it's empty when you put it
right,
down.
and it's like, have you ever sipped
Yeah.
from a cup
Pretend
once?
there's weight to it.
This
Or
goes
don't
for
sip from it.
every.
You don't have to. You could do something else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're gonna make somebody do something in a show, baseball, football, basketball, soccer, drinking, knitting, fucking using an iron, like
Google
just
it.
get somebody, watch the 30-second dad, like the YouTube channel that's like, hey
Bring a
son,
stunt double.
glad you're here asking me how to change a tire. Like that YouTube channel, go to that and just
Yeah.
figure out how to do something before.
Yep. Nope. That's my picadillo, I guess. Picky knit.
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
I know, but sadly, we have reached the sad part of the show where it's time for us to say goodbye to all the people. We hope you've had fun here tonight. We know we have. At least I have. Please comment below if you are Team Conrad, Team Jeremiah, Team Cole, Team Alex, or Team none of them.
Team popcorn and root beer.
Team
If your
Popcorn
team
and root
not
beer, though.
friends, let me know.
If you are Team Popcorn and Root Beer, though, please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about us, tell your enemies about us, right? If you hated our show, you know, it's like I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. If you hate the show, we'll take your worst enemy.
We will.
You know what I mean? Like we're happy to do whatever.
All are welcome.
We're like one step down from OnlyFans creators at this point. We'll do whatever you want at this point. You know, like you give us a subscribe
you can pay us to do stuff.
You can pay us to do stuff on air. You know what I mean? Like we'll talk about whatever you want.
To
And
be
we'll get
fair,
real-
I think we're past OnlyFans creators then, because even they have standards sometimes.
I have no standards when it comes to movies or TV. I'll watch anything and I'll talk
True.
about it.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Preach.
So, guys, thank you again for such a wonderful time. I know it's a lot to ask out of your busy schedules, but we do it for the people. We do it for you. Again, like, subscribe, share to the whole damn channel. Again, we are the last remaining R-rated show on the channel, and we'd love for you to help us end that run so we can get some syndication. And support goes a long way. And that means money as well, you know? So like whatever you can do, we're desperate. Oh, Jake wants to use it.
I'm so ready to use the button.
Jake wants to use the button. So
We
please give him a reason
fucking
to.
love you. Jake,
Yeah.
where were you?
I fucking love you guys.
That is as
Yeah.
good of anything. That's as good as anything to end on. Guys, thank you so much. Take care. Have a good night. Be you. See you later.